Before we get started with this indie dev chat, just want to quickly say there are a couple of audio issues that we had. That was just because I'm not really used to this sort of style yet. But hopefully by next episode, or maybe even after that, it will really start getting really good. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. It was really fun to record. All the guys are so kind, and it's amazing. So yeah, hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Hello everyone, welcome to the Indie Dev Chat. Welcome to a new style. As you can see, we've got 4 people in this call. It's a very strange feeling. We got the coolest kids in town, and essentially we're just gonna be talking about each other's projects and everything, and just I don't really know what we're gonna be doing, but we'll see. Indie Dev Chat has turned very strange over the past episodes, so we'll see. Okay.
Cool.
So, how is everyone today, to start off with?
Very good. I'm doing really well. Frankly, yeah. As always, it's kind of very relaxing, very peaceful. Since finishing my Dreadful Whispers game, I'm kind of just doing smaller projects, which is pretty chill. I'm doing well, frankly.
Good.
Awesome. Yeah, I've seen your drawings, Blackthorn. They look pretty sick.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. That looks very good.
Yeah, it's cool. Really, I love it. Yeah, drawing pen and paper again. It's really, really nice.
Yeah, you see, I can't draw on pen and paper. Or anything in that matter.
Same.
I can try, but So how are you, Danny?
I'm good. Just a bit tired. There's like a lot of school right now, but should be done soon, and then I can relax. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty insane how you're pulling all of this off at once. Honestly, it's pretty crazy.
Like
school during the week, and then at the weekend 2-day game jams all day
I
long.
don't really attend school a whole lot because 2 game jams, yeah, almost. No, but I don't really attend school a whole lot because
Okay.
I don't know. It's just in university you don't really have to attend, so it's like I don't really attend. I just read at home. It's much more effective. You save a lot of time. It's
You're studying IT or something like that, right?
Yeah, computer science.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I only have 3 days of college a week, so...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I can sort of
Seriously?
just... Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It's quite helpful for, the other 2 days is just like, right, work! No, I mean, I try and sort of balance it out, but sometimes I do a bit too much work. It's quite questionable, but yeah. So... I don't know what we're going to talk about, but
Danny, I've just played your tree planting game on the toilet. I've planted them.
on your Android.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So far we've planted like 220 trees, I think.
Oh, just from Android.
wow.
That's
Just from
awesome.
the Android, yeah.
Oh, that is good.
Excellent. You think you're gonna be making a video, like how sharing how much you made again, and
I might, yeah, I guess, but I'll have to wait until like January probably, because I'm not gonna donate until like the end of December.
Yeah,
sure, makes sense.
Yeah, because that is when it's like supposed to end, right? So it's supposed to end at the end of the year. Yeah.
I think
So,
like,
such a brilliant idea, that tree idea. I love it so much.
I didn't even think that much of it, and then I was like, damn, that's actually kind of
it was really clever.
Isn't that usually how all game dev works? It's like, I don't know if this is a good idea. You do it, and then you're like, oh, that's quite a good one.
I thought about making a video where I would try basically to duplicate 20 million trees in a single Unity scene, but it just lagged at 10,000. I'm like, oh shit.
Quite funny that.
You could probably do like with ECS though, but that's like kind of unfinished and stuff. But
True, yeah.
I use ECS. I could do like I think like I did 500,000 objects moving at the same time. So
seriously, oh wow, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Huh, I need to try that. But I definitely want to try to make something for like Team Trees. It's like a really cool message and stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking of a little game I could make, maybe that has tree involved.
Just tree.
Yeah, the 20 million idea was like a quick, easy idea. If it worked, it would have been perfect. But then I was like, oh no, it's lagging. I can't do this. But yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, my game dev sort of just like, it's like, oh, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do now. And then you come up with an idea, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking
What
about doing
was
something for Team
your-
Trees,
What was your latest project then? What did you work on?
but Puppy Garden, my mobile game. That was my most recent.
Have you published that?
Yeah, it's on Android.
Okay.
Excellent.
Check it out.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Puppy Garden.
I worked on that for. I don't even know. It wasn't really that long that I really worked on it, like overall, because I sort of took like a break from it for like 4 months, and I was like, oh, I forgot about this one. So yeah,
Yeah.
mobile
Oh,
development
man.
is.
Danny, seeing your face like this is just kind of reminding me of so many crazy experiences in like Unite.
Oh
It was
man,
so-
Unite was amazing. Yeah.
It was so cool. Oh, Jonas, I wish you could have come. Maybe next year. You think
Yeah,
you're gonna
just
come?
rub it under my nose.
Yeah. Oh man, it was excellent. It was like
That was
so
amazing.
cool.
Noah going into God mode. I'll never forget. I will never
Oh, that
forget.
was brilliant, man. Crazy.
Tell us that story.
Yeah, tell us.
Let's make it public. The God.
Yes, let's make it public. No, basically Noah just had. We were at this super fancy dinner with Unity, like the whole Unity team, and it's like they serve wine for you, so they just kind of come over your shoulder and
yeah.
then just pour wine into your glass, and then you're like, okay, fair enough. And then you drink up because you want to, you want to be respectable. And but we drank up, but they just kept pouring. We're just,
Yeah.
I guess I'll keep.
The cup just kept refilling. I was like, oh man, I drank that. Like, what's happening? Yeah.
Everyone got a bit frisky, but Noah, he got really smashed.
Yeah, I was,
At the-
I was a youngster and people were like, what the hell? I was just like, lost it. I lost my mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
to
it
be
was
fair,
epic.
I think I couldn't take that either.
Oh
He
man,
got
it was
pretty
so
drunk,
fun.
and then suddenly he was like, "I'm in God mode, boys." We laughed so hard. That was the funniest thing.
Why can't I see Noah doing that?
That was brilliant. It was
I'm in-
so cool.
I'm in
Oh
God
man,
mode. Yeah,
good old days.
funny.
Oh, brilliant
Yeah.
stuff.
Meanwhile,
Anyway, I think
me and Jonas are sort of just like, yeah, Unite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. woo."
the talk has already gone off topic from game dev.
It is game dev. We're all game devs. Technically, everything's game dev if we're talking.
Big brain.
Big brain.
Good
So
quote. Good quote.
I saw Jonas. You're doing a lot of voice now development. I've,
Yes.
how are the? Did you end up getting the voice lines done in the end?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm basically on a 4-week challenge to finish my game, to get it to a state where I can basically publish it. Those 4 weeks are completed now, luckily, so now, in theory, I think I'm at a point where I could hit the publish button at any point, and everything I do from here on out is basically a bonus, which feels kind of nice.
Really?
It's a lot more relaxed to work that way, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think next time I'll probably try to get that to that point a bit sooner, even. Just try to finish the minimum viable product and then just always keep it in a playable state. I feel like that
Right. Yeah.
it's just so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a cool challenge, like those 4 weeks to finish your game. I've just simply loved the 3 last devlogs. They've been so entertaining. As I've told you in the comments, they're epic. Like, wow.
Yeah, I've really been
Reminds me
enjoying
kind
those
of-
two.
Oh yeah, they're really great, really great. So you think you're going to be releasing like in January, February 2020, or you're going to give yourself some more time?
No, I think it will take me a bit longer than January, February. Yeah.
Oh,
To
really?
really market, like you're going to do some extra marketing efforts and.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Try and
nervous
share.
about the launch. Like, I don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
That's a good mindset. Don't rush the launch.
No. I mean, you've already got experience with Islanders launch a little bit, right? So this is kind of like the second
Yes.
launch, but the first one completely alone.
Jonas's face. Yeah, I totally have experience with that, guys.
Yeah, but that also puts. I feel like that almost puts even more pressure on me to not completely fail this time around. So I wanna do this right.
Islanders was like pretty successful launch from what I remember you telling me. It did really well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was absolutely crazy for a
Yeah.
first published
Like on the
game on
front page
Steam.
of Steam and everything.
Yeah,
It was amazing, yeah. That was an amazing game. I mean, Islanders was so polished, such a lovely creation, really.
yeah.
I
To
still
be fair,
play it from
that
time to time.
really. Oh.
Yeah. It's
cool.
really. I mean, like the game Cav suggests, it's just a game that is nice to pop in from time to time, and usually I like listening to some music in the background too while playing it. It's kind of a chill out, very meditation-like game.
Awesome. Yeah, to be fair, I think a lot of the game's success probably came from the rest of my team. Like I had was just a great team, like the 2 people I worked with.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the stressful part about making Will You Snail now, because I'm
You're
about
all
to find
alone.
out if I can even do it alone.
Yeah.
And probably not. Let's be real.
I think you have a very good chance.
We'll see.
You're very talented. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Danny, you're still working on Off the Sticks? Or is that project paused at the moment?
It's just paused. Yeah, I haven't
Okay.
stopped, but like there's
It's
just
paused,
so much school
okay.
and yeah, no, it's like my dream project. So I'm probably never gonna quit that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's just like I want to focus on YouTube right now because it's going so well, and Off the Sticks devlogs are not really.
That's an
like...
understatement, Danny. Come on.
Yeah, like YouTube is doing great. So, and since it's kind of like my job now, I need to really make videos that appeal to more people as opposed to devlogs, which aren't really like that general,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Tell us
they're
all
trying
your
to-
YouTube secrets, by the way.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
I don't really have. A lot of people think I have this crazy. I love your video, Noah. By the way,
Evil mastermind.
Yeah.
Evil
I
mastermind.
know you, Danny. You told me. You told me from the beginning.
All the secrets, dude.
Can't hide anything.
Danny's actually
Yeah.
best friends with Susan.
Don't tell him. God, we talked about this match.
Yeah, Danny threatened me with a message earlier, you see.
Yeah.
Don't mention these
So
secrets!
It's just
Oh,
a
goodness.
break, but I'm done with school. Practically done, like in January or December. Yeah, December. So
Mhm.
next year I can pretty much go full time with
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's
And-
awesome.
That's excellent. So
probably
really
yeah. Then I'll
soon.
probably just set up some time every day to work on Off the Sticks and get some devlogs going. Probably.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
that's-
finished all my college work that was needed for this whole year yesterday.
Oh, wow, really?
I kind of just went, right,
Wait,
if I want to work on game dev a bit more, I'll just do loads of work, and then I ended up doing all of it, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
that's crazy. Nice.
Cool.
yeah. I mean, it's good though. So I think, Jonas, Danny, and me, we've all been doing, well, not doing projects, but like all of them have been in a really short like space of time. So what I mean is, like, Jonas, obviously you've been doing the 4 weeks thing, and then Danny, you've been doing the game jams. I've been making a game for my dad. It's like all like really small constrained things, like challenges, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I really enjoy making stuff in a really short time. Like, it really puts your brain to the test. It's like, right, now I've got to work. It's fun. It's really enjoyable. I mean, we've all done game jams here, and we can all say that they're really fun to work on. Probably one of the best learning experiences, actually, in my opinion, anyway. Like, I remember back in February when I competed in the Blackthornprod game jam number 2. I remember being like so motivated for that project, and then I learned so much from that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really great to see, like, it goes in phases, right? Like, for a phase you'll make loads of things in a constrained time, and then for another phase you'll like have like some long project that's like sluggish. It's good though.
Yeah, it's really different experiences working on small games and working on long ones. It's like incredible the different challenges that each have. And yeah, I'm just super happy right now to work on smaller projects after a bigger one. Though I do usually like to have one kind of bigger projects always in the background.
Yeah, that's what I
a little
always
bit.
do. Yeah.
Like for example, there I'm making the 3rd Udemy course with my brother, and that's kind of really very chilled out. It's not very hard to do. It's just pretty like an easy kind of relaxing process, which I'm completely embracing right now. So I think we'll have that done by December, and so yeah, in the new year I can hopefully just start creating a new bigger game again. But in the
That's
meantime,
the course about creating a
strategy game.
Strategy
strategy
game,
game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it looks really pretty and stuff, so it should normally do pretty well. Yeah, it's just very fun. Also,
It's very
basically-
appealing.
Yeah, I think so. Like me and my
Looks good.
brother, initially it wasn't going to be a course. We just wanted to create a little strategy game, and then we created that, and it was still very simple, quite not
Right.
super original. And we said, well, either we can try and really dig into this and turn it into a full-blown game, or just turn it into a course. And yeah, I think the course option was the most appealing at that time, since I was just happy doing little game jams and kind of long stretches of peace, just playing games. Oh, how easy, it's peaceful.
Yeah.
It's chill.
Who let his phone on?
I'm professional. So unprofessional.
Okay, now it turned off. Okay then. What are the actual chance? That never happens. That phone never rings. It's like, oh, I'm gonna ring now.
In the middle of the podcast. Yeah. Whoops.
Give me a second.
No worries. We'll take over from here.
We'll take over. Jonas is our new host.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
Welcome to the Crazy People podcast.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
I love the music in your trailer for Will You Snail. I don't know, it's so
Thank
good. You made it yourself, right? Or-
Yeah. You make
So
some
good.
music with Cubase as well, right?
From
time to time?
Studio.
FL Studio, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked me about the soundtrack. Will I release it somewhere?
It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
the
really
answer
good.
to that is yes, yeah. And I've made 2 new tracks this week as well, which I think turned out pretty nicely.
So are you gonna sell them? Because you can sell like packs on Steam, so you'll sell like
Mhm.
a game plus the soundtracks. You gonna do that or?
Yeah, I'll probably look into that. I might sell it as a $2 DLC or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Those
Okay,
it's a
actually,
little upsell.
I'm not sure if you've seen. I can't remember who it was. There was someone that did a video about that. And essentially they said that doing that, like making like a bundle like that, it like really. I think like Steam like prioritizes those. I'm not sure like the exact things about it, but I heard that was quite a.
It's basically like
Good
putting
way.
out 2 games, kind of, because
Mhm.
you get a lot of metadata. And also, I looked into some stats, and apparently you sell like 20 to 30%, I think, of like the sales of the game is usually
wow.
with the soundtrack
Really?
DLC. Yeah, I was like, blown away by
Holy
the stats.
hell!
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
Why
Because-
do
because-
so many people
yeah,
buy the
'cause-
soundtrack?
Because
That's
you sell a
insane.
game for like $10, and then there's like game plus soundtrack is like $12, and it's like might as well
Wow.
buy it, So I
Oh,
guess people do
interesting.
that. I don't know.
It's quite funny
cool.
because when I look at those, I'm like,
Yeah, I always like.
no, I'm okay.
I never
Yeah.
think of doing that. I never
But
even
I
considered
saw
it.
some crazy stats online, so I was like, damn, I should probably release some soundtrack if I ever release a game, because yeah.
Shit. The Dreadful Whisper soundtrack, we put it like somewhere else outside of Steam.
Oh,
So maybe that was a mistake.
Ah, yeah,
Uh-huh.
maybe.
I just never heard it's a good idea. I'm not
Jonas
gonna
is just
go-
like, you can see in his mind, he's like,
yes.
Ah. Well, yeah. We live and learn. I tell you, like
There you
for
go.
the second game I'm going to release, I learned so much. The Dreadful Whisper. Like, there's so many things I feel like I did wrong, and so many, things I can improve on. So yeah, I'm excited to start my next game. But in January, I think. PC
What is the main thing that you want to improve on in your next game?
Definitely make it. I think just try and make something really completely unique, not a platformer, just something entirely
Right.
different. Like I've got that vision of my game Evolution there, the planets, and I just feel like a game around that art style and stuff would do super well. That idea's just been plaguing my mind for weeks and weeks, and I can't really get out of my
think,
head. I think there's something there.
Something like that would like you can have different planets and stuff and kind of move around and build them and stuff. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I think
Like
that
some
could be
sort of
cool.
simulation something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Could be interesting. And also, yeah, a game that's more streamable, I think, that would have more replay value and more
Right,
randomness. The Dreadful
Yeah.
Whispers was completely, people see it played once and they don't feel a massive incentive to buy it themselves and play through it again, even though there are alternate levels and stuff. It wasn't massively streamer friendly. But yeah, I think those are the main things. And also just be so much more fun for me, a longer game. I guess you went through this, Jonas, like playing the game 100 times, will you snail, over and over again.
It's so annoying. Like the difference between playtesting Islanders and playtesting Will You Snail, like it's day and night. Like in Islanders, as a developer, you can really enjoy the game yourself a lot more than when you're playing the same levels over and over again.
Yeah, completely. It's a nightmare. After a moment, you really,
After a while, you can't really judge anymore whether it's fun or not. Like it's so hard to tell.
Definitely.
And then you also get that bias, the bad bias. So you're like, oh, maybe this is too bad, and then you change it even though it is actually good.
That can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that back in one of my projects beforehand. I remember I had to do this level about 50 times, and my brain was just like, stop. Please. Just slowly bleeding out. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I mean, there are some advantages to it, of course, because then you sort of like, I don't know. It's like with everything, isn't it? There's advantages and disadvantages, so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think it really, I mean, if you're passionate about the project, then it's not as bad. Like, I know a lot, like on Twitter, I've seen a lot of people that are like making this game that they're not really passionate about, and I'm like,
if you're not quite passionate about the project, it will be hard to finish it for sure.
Yeah.
And
obviously you guys are very passionate about the project, so obviously it's good for you.
But I think there's always periods where you're not that passionate about the project. So
Definitely.
And hopefully, when you start, you're very passionate about it. But then usually you're going to go through periods where there's like a very horrible low point, and you feel like quitting. It's like the Dreadful Whispers. There's been many moments where I just like really disliked it. Oh, I hate it. I remember releasing the first devlog video, and like after announcing the project to everyone, Cal said to us, "Oh, this project is boring to work on. I don't think I like it." I was thinking this black and white mechanic is cool, but like, then the whole journey was just so daunting. I saw everything laid out in front of me. Oh no.
What have I done?
Why did I announce this project? I should have never made this public. So that's a tricky thing. It's a good thing and a bad thing when you announce something to like a decent following, and then you're kind of like committed to it. You feel you're like,
I get so many questions about off the sticks.
I can imagine.
It's wild. But that's like kind of like the whole passion thing, you know. Like if you don't feel like working on something, I don't think it's a good idea to work on that, because you're just gonna get burnt out, and it's just a bad idea.
It's kind of like, there's a balance to strike, I think. Like if you only do that, though, it's possible that you never finish any projects. If you always go with that, but of course, after sometimes if it's just not right, you just got to go with your gut feeling.
Yeah, finishing is just the hardest thing in game development. So if you're not passionate, it's gonna be challenging for sure.
It just gets harder and harder. Like the further you get into a project, it just like takes more and more time. Just adding like one small thing just takes so long. After a while. It's crazy.
It's especially when it's like back end stuff. Like that is the most annoying thing. You're like, oh, there's nothing to see. It's just like I want to see something new. But yeah, that's like feature creeping, right?
I find it's really quite challenging to finish games, but also like currently starting new projects can be also pretty challenging. Like coming up with an idea, especially if you want to make a longer game.
Yeah.
Then you're trying to find that perfect idea and stuff. So
and then making sure you develop that idea enough.
Yeah, so I don't think it's really a good way maybe to sit down and think, okay, what's a really long project I can create? I think what works best for me anyway is to just kind of make very small prototypes. And if I feel there's potential to expand on that, then that turns into a bigger project. Usually if I just sit down and say, okay, what's my next 1 year long project, I'll never come up with anything.
Exactly. You've just got to wait for the project to come to you. That's like...
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's how it works for me. My brain sort of just like... It comes up with an idea, all of a sudden it's like, whoa!
I always get to test that idea. You got to test it quickly and see if it's good, and feel it, and then it could be expanded on, perhaps.
I'm always in bed, and then I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to sleep, and then just some idea just strikes me, and I'm
that
like,
is
shit. And then I
actually-
just
that's
get out of bed, get on my computer, and then suddenly
yeah.
it's like 5 a.m. I'm like, oh god.
That honestly is the
man.
worst feeling ever.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
But
I
it's
can
always
have a
fun in the
nice
beginning
relax.
because you make so much progress like during a prototype. It's so much fun, and then
Yeah.
comes the hard part. You know, like making
Yeah.
everything polished.
Oh yeah, sure.
Actually
It's tough,
making
it's
the
tough.
game.
I make the game, yeah. It's
I've
tough.
also had some really weird moments where I went to bed and I fell asleep and I had these dreams of stories or game ideas that
Oh.
in my dreams sounded amazing. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I wake up and I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. What the hell?
Yeah.
Stupid idea.
Yeah,
like-
I once had a dream where I coded something and then I woke up and then I was like, no, I have to do it all over again.
Oh,
I
shit.
remember-
Oh, no, really.
It was like
Programmer dream.
the computer crashed without saving.
Oh,
So it was like-
no.
To be honest, I hardly ever dream about game dev or arts or stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I never dream about it.
I dream a lot about it.
Yeah,
but it's
so
like
do I.
Really?
it's not even
Shit.
dreaming. It's more like I can't sleep, and it's like it's like I'm coding on a problem, and whatever I do, I just cannot solve it. And I just, but it's not sleeping. It's kind of like, you know, when you're halfway sleeping, kind of. It's really
yeah,
weird.
lucid,
but,
yeah, oh, yeah, I can't see, yeah.
I don't really know what it
feverish
is.
dreaming.
Yeah. So usually like after, like, for example, with my tree game, the other night, because I was working hard on updates and there's so much stuff going on, and suddenly something breaks and you have to get up in the middle of the night and like fix something. So I fixed something and then I went back to sleep after pushing the update. But then I just like the whole night I was just like coding this one issue. Like the trees would just not grow no matter what I did, and it took me. I swear I was lying there for hours. Like I just can't get it to
Oh
work.
no.
It's so bad.
Game dev does
It's
it.
not just me. I don't know. It's really weird. It's like I'm dreaming, but
It's just you, man. It's just you.
it's just me. Okay. That's
No,
game
like-
jams for you. Okay.
No.
So
man.
you had a programming problem that you hadn't solved yet, and that kept you awake, or
No,
Did
I
you-
had
did you
solved
solve
it, but my brain. Just
okay,
goes
well
back
then
and,
that
like,
I don't understand, because if I have
Yeah.
any unresolved issues in my games, any bugs that I cannot resolve, that makes it hard to sleep, because
Yeah.
I keep
Oh,
wondering like what's causing the bug. Usually I just don't go to sleep if that's the case.
That's
But-
probably a better idea. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I sleep, sometimes an idea will pop into my head, and I'll wake up and I'll forget the idea, and I'll be like,
Oh.
Oh.
what was that one
Right.
again? But like,
Right.
chances are, considering I dreamed of it, it's probably going to be the most ridiculous thing you can ever think of.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, dreams are funny.
Yeah.
Funny things.
Yeah. Dreams are like, they can be a curse, or they can be helpful.
Sure enough.
So,
Sure enough.
has everyone... No, I was gonna ask if everyone here has made a mobile game, but I don't think so. So never mind.
I made a mobile game for like a small tutorial series.
Yeah.
Like the
I watched
tiny
that on
planets.
Yeah. I watched it too, Danny.
Oh,
I've made
Because,
some
like,
mobile
set-
games as
setting
well,
up-
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But now it's like totally automated with the newest version. But on the previous ones, you'd have to set up some stuff. So I just watched Noah's tutorial and I was like, okay, that's
oh
all.
yeah, excellent. Yeah, I'm not massively into mobile games at the moment anyway, so I don't create them. But yeah, I mean in the future, why not also?
Danny's going through a phase. He's like
I'm just
mobile
even know
game
what I'm
phase
doing.
or a
It's just
mini
like-
game phase. Yeah.
PC game, mobile game, next thing, I don't know, Switch game, who knows?
Yeah.
That would actually be really
I'm actually
cool.
developing like on my laptop downstairs. Like in the evenings, I go downstairs and I usually like prototype like a little thing just so my brain is like used. And I set up a game with the Joy-Cons, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I used
What
the
is
new
Excellent.
input system, the Nintendo Switch controllers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I used the new input system for Unity, and it was very easy to implement, so it's quite good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of like I was really wondering how it would be to kind of like try and create a game for about maybe 1 month, and then even if it's really unfinished, like a kind of roguelike game, even if it's completely unfinished, I launch a playable build of it on itch.io, and I imagine like every single week uploading a new builds, kind of like an open beta, basically, but just with the YouTube audience and kind of like get their feedback and add a new enemy and a new boss and getting their feedback.
I think
again
I
and again.
remember
I
us
think that would
talking
be-
about
I-
that.
I think that comes with advantages and disadvantages because
Yeah.
I did that with the first game I developed on my YouTube channel and it didn't
What was
go
that?
necessarily super well. That was Always Nova, which I scrapped after a couple of weeks. Or a
Oh,
couple-
right, okay, yeah.
Oh, there's a couple. Of
and
And how was
it
that?
was,
So
I feel like every time I published a build, like the excitement people had for it just went gradually downward. So
right.
yeah, that's very demotivating when like
it's basically-
Devlog number like
yeah.
16 has like 1,000 views. Devlog number 1's got like 10,000, massive hype, and just starts dwindling down. And you're like trying to pick up the pieces. Like, please, it's not
I actually
finished.
just turned down Jonas. Uh oh.
that you only get one launch, and I think that is completely true.
Huh. Right. Yeah, I get. I get.
Couple of games managed to pull it off by releasing updates over a very long amount of time. Like if you keep updating your game for like 10 years or something like that, of course that is an entirely different story. But like if you plan to keep updating your game over like 1 or 2 years, I'm not necessarily sure if that's such a
Right.
good idea.
Like there's a game I'm playing and really enjoying right now. It's called Noita. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
No,
It's
no,
where
not
every
about it.
where every pixel is simulated. It's like really super fun.
Oh, I've seen
Noita.
them. I've
Yeah.
seen that on Twitter. That
Wait,
looks
what's it
sick.
called?
It's called a Noita. So I'll write it down here in the chat. It's basically by one of the
Oh.
creators. Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
creators is the guy who made Baba Is You, like that really popular puzzle
Oh.
game there. But anyway, it's a fantastic game, and
Yeah, it
what
looks
they're doing
insane.
now is kind of like it's in beta. So every week they're launching an update of the game, and I think it's just excellent because obviously the community is huge, but they're constantly updating it and they're getting all that feedback, and then they're taking it all in and adding it to the game, fixing bugs. So I think it could be really good if the game is really fun already and there's like a community is really massively fan of it.
Yeah.
If the game's
Yes.
not really good from the start, it might not.
I think there's one more important factor, and that is just the size of your development team and how quickly you can
Right, yeah. Pump up content,
create
of
new
course.
content. Yeah,
Sure.
because I feel like as a solo developer, it's
1 week is
tricky
tough.
to
Yeah.
it's tricky to keep people entertained as a solo developer. I feel like with
Yeah.
updates.
You add like a tiny thing and like nobody notices. So
Yeah.
what did you do now for a week? You didn't see that the goblin has a green tinted color now. Shit.
And usually it's just like a lot of like behind the curtain stuff that people don't see, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't do anything," and it's like, "Bruh,
Did you
Yeah.
notice the scene transition?
come on."
Oh man.
You didn't notice the minute optimization that I did?
Oh. Yeah, I mean it could be cool. It's something to consider. Maybe not a long project, like maybe a 2-month project, and I just try. Because I feel like I could get a lot done in a few days if I'm on a roll. But if I'm in kind of like a creative,
You talk about a lot about like roguelikes though. Do you have like a plan to make some sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
roguelike? You do?
yeah.
That is that for January though, like your next big game?
I said
For
yeah,
like
Danny.
a roguelike project for January.
Yeah, like because you talk a lot about roguelikes, and you
I
said you're
think
gonna
I would
start.
love to do that. Yeah, I really would love to make a game.
That's
with
like
random-
up there.
Exclusive
Yeah.
updates!
Exclusive of this
I would like to,
one.
something with random elements where I have
Yeah,
a ton of fun playing my game. That would be the best.
yeah.
After whether or not that will, I'll have to see. Yeah, but
Cool,
definitely not a linear game. I don't think.
Yeah.
Not a puzzle game. I don't even enjoy playing puzzle games that much. So I don't even know why I tried creating a puzzle game, because Dreadful Whispers was definitely not a puzzler. In the end, it ended up as more of a kind of arts exploration kind of adventure game.
Yeah.
It started out as a puzzler, and then you noticed that you
yeah.
don't like puzzlers and
Yeah,
turn
exactly. I was getting like, you're kind of like Couch Ferrets. I think you know him, right? Danny knows Jonas. I'm not sure if you've heard of Couch Ferret Makes Games.
I've heard of him just recently, actually. Yeah.
Well, he was a massive playtester of the Dreadful Whispers, and until like quite near launch, he was always going on about like the puzzles and how I could expand on them and make them much better for could play. And I was
Right.
like, no, wait, the game's not a puzzler anymore. It's definitely not. It's over.
Well, so it started as a puzzler.
Oh yeah, it really did. The black and white supposed to be really expanded on, really kind of mind-bending puzzles. But basically, everybody finished the puzzle like in 1 minute. The hardest part was like the controls and jumping and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of veered in another direction, really.
Speaking of back to, you remember the soundtrack discussion we were having? Noita actually has, by Noita plus official soundtrack. And they're actually, if you add the DLC to the base game, it's the same price.
That's interesting.
Huh. So there's not actually much of an incentive, but yeah.
Well, I imagine maybe the developers get a little less money than the composer gets some. I guess they share the revenue differently depending on whether they just get Noita or Noita contract.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, like, so like Noita, the base game, plus the DLC price is the same price as the Noita plus official soundtrack bundle thing.
Yeah, for me that sounds like just like a strange sales strategy that might actually work.
It's probably working.
You feel like you're getting something free on top of what you're buying.
Yeah.
That is
Funny, yeah. Strange.
always a decent incentive.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you, Jonas, after Willie Snail, do you have any? I know you wanted to work with Grizzly Games again. You're considering creating another game with them.
Yeah, that's the plan at the moment. I just had a call with them before this, and we want to make another one. For sure. Yeah, sure.
But what have they been doing? Have they been just kind of relaxing since the release of Islanders, or making little prototypes, figuring out new ideas?
Yeah, Paul has finished his studies at Berlin, his game design studies, and Friedemann just did some other projects, made some music, some other creative, cool stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
So we're just all bridging a little bit of time, more or less. So that's also why I'm a little bit on a timer with William Snell.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, guys, I'll be ready in about 2 years. Can you do that?
Yeah, it's a cool little time pressure in a way. I think we always need a little bit of time pressure to help us, have that deadline. I think it's important. Otherwise, we do feel like we can always improve on our game, and it just goes on and on. So yeah, it's, I think, maybe a positive.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to find the middle ground there, because I feel like you need some deadlines in order to be efficient, but then having too crazy deadlines that stress you out too much isn't really good.
It's there's really a balance to strike for sure.
Yeah.
It's tough. YouTube, if you're not careful, can feel like.
Oh, rip Noah.
Noah entered God mode.
He entered God mode.
Yeah.
He just ascended.
He's gone.
Maybe
He's
I was
gone
about to
above
say,
Discord.
It feel like a game or something, right?
Hang on. This is coming on YouTube. He mentioned YouTube. Maybe. Oh no. Oh, he's back. Kind of. Uh-oh.
Seems like you're gonna have to cut the video.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Okay.
Nora's not responding.
Wait, so when did he come back from London? I think it was London, right? Or England? Was that yesterday? No, Noah. He came back a couple of days ago, right? I think.
Or is he still sitting in a library?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Is he still like sitting in the bar, just like, do you hear me, guys? No. Should we make a new call, maybe?
Yeah, let's try that.
Let's do that. Oh god, please don't read position stuff.
Okay, we got the positions, I think.
Oh,
right?
Thank god. Oh.
Now we just need Noah.
Noah.
Well,
Oh, that's a shame.
Damn it. Well, it wouldn't be a video if there wasn't something that went wrong.
That is true.
you
Oh,
Oh, do you see me?
yes, you're
yeah,
alive.
Back.
Yes. Well, my internet went down, I think, for a little bit, but
You,
all good.
you mentioned YouTube.
What was I saying again?
I
Oh
can't
yeah,
even
YouTube.
remember.
YouTube's a horrible thing, and I dislike it. I want to quit YouTube. No, I'll say yeah. Just that there is this kind of like time pressure. Sometimes you feel like I feel sometimes I'm just rushing my content, just rushing it to get out there nice and quick to have that stealth deadline, the weekly deadlines. So people don't forget me and stuff. But yeah, that's just a pressure I'm putting on myself. Really, it's non-existent. You can easily
I feel that.
upload. Yeah. I mean, you can easily upload once a month. Not easily, but you can upload once a month. Some people are doing it and still have an excellent audience that's very, very passionate. So yeah, it's a tricky thing. Sometimes I do feel like YouTube's maybe not the best thing for me. I do feel like I would need more time to think and stuff to create good content that's really original. But other times I just think, I just need to try and space things out. Yeah, I think YouTube's the dream. It's amazing, just about me handling it well, and
I think like the problem is it's always in the back of your head. So like
Yeah.
you feel like you always have to record. You always have to do something instead of just making the game for fun.
Exactly.
I mean, even though you like most of the games I make is for fun, it's still like I have to record this. I have to edit this. It's I'm always in the mindset of this is going to be a video. It's not just like, I'm just programming,
I agree
And
with that. That's the same
every time you finished a video, you're already thinking about the next one. Like there's no break. It feels like
break. YouTube is real like you're just going down a rabbit hole.
I'm sometimes concerned about how I almost feel like the video is more important than the actual game. I'm kind of thinking of what am I going to make, what game am I going to create, is that going to make for a good video, and that sort of stuff, which is cool. It's fine to prioritize the video, but also I'm wondering if that's the most important to me, and maybe I really want to dive into pure game dev, really make great games, and whether I could do that like juggling a YouTube channel as well, which I think is entirely possible. It's just I need to find the way and
Yeah, you need to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
I think. Somehow. You see, it's all good us saying this, but we're all gonna do the same thing anyway.
It's a journey to learning, how to handle this beast that is YouTube.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You have to tame YouTube.
You need to tame YouTube, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's always in the back of your mind. When I first started work on my dad's game, you'd think I'd be thinking about my dad. No, I was like, how can I make this into an exciting video?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Sure.
Yeah.
It's a tricky thing. Also, it's harder. I feel a bit harder to take risks, because if I take a risk and it kind of fails, then it can't really make for a good video. And I'm going to postpone things, and it's going to take several weeks.
But at the same time, then it also keeps your game stable, because then you've obviously got the sort of like the pressure to make sure that you don't break your game.
Yeah.
By the way, I strongly disagree to what you just said. I think failures can make for great videos.
It could. I was going to actually correct myself. I was really just going to
You can
correct
do
myself
even better clickbait with that. Gone wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Very true.
Blue screen.
That day, that clickbait video, I was like, this is it. This is the master stroke of Blackthornprod. Like, yes, how can I make it the most clickbaity possible? And then the wave of angry comments, I was like, oh my God, have I committed career suicide? That was bad. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I honestly didn't know that clickbait was such a bad thing.
I think people really don't like it. But...
Oh yeah, they really got angry. I did not expect that.
No one really found the worst side of that coin right there.
Yeah, I expected some sort of backlash, but not the amount I got.
Yeah.
Which was probably silly of me. I should have known, but yeah, I was like.
I mean, I read through the comments, so I did think some of it was a bit exaggerated. It's like, oh, you clickbaited!
Yeah, some of it was really bad.
Dude.
I felt like responding to all these I was actually preparing to make a whole video kind of responding to all the angry comments.
Oh god.
Oh no, this is
No.
gonna create drama. Back then,
Yeah, better not. Yeah.
Yeah. I just tried to downplay it, and I
You
feel
make
like
an apology video. Guys, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
I've made a
I
severe
thought-
lapse in judgment, boys.
I started to feel like a big sigh.
You're just sitting in a dark room, you know, with like a light in your face, like.
Guys, I made a
Messed
game
up.
for you
But-
just
but-
to say
but
sorry.
I fucked up.
I fucked
No,
up.
that
I
was
just
worse.
cut to black music, yeah.
So I downplayed it, and I feel like a few weeks later it's been okay-ish. I think you'll kind of forgotten Blackthornprod's downfall. But yeah,
First couple of videos after, like, you got a
Like,
lot of dislikes and like, angry people, but
I
now it's
know.
like, I think it's chill
Even in the
people.
videos after that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
remember
people are
seeing
like
that.
requesting for like an apology video or something.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Come on.
oh.
I'm not gonna subscribe until you apologize. Like,
Yeah.
You
And I
really
think
hurt my
that-
feelings, Noah.
Yeah, like the guys were saying, the betrayal is real. We feel betrayed. Unsubscribe, dislike, and reported. Take that.
So you basically spend 2 years or 3 years building up a community, and then you make one mistake, and
Yeah.
that's
I
it.
must say that was a little hard to handle. I was like, kind of like, after all this journey, and then you kind of see like your YouTube fans are not really fans, not all of them anyway. There's a big part that are just kind of, they can turn like that really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in a way, it's quite liberating. You know that these people, they don't massively care about you. They're just, they're there and they're going to go with the flow. I think also that video kind of like was a snowball effect where the first few comments were kind of bad, so everybody kind of follows that trend maybe.
And then there was
Something like
my
Yeah.
comment, and I was like, I think this is justified.
But I must say, like, the sponsorship on that video too, that was just a terrible move. I don't know what I was thinking.
that was
I clickbaited, and then I made a sponsor.
I bet you're like,
ad.
by the way, this video
Oh,
is
no.
sponsored.
What was I thinking?
Wait, hold
no.
on.
I lost it. But yeah, I definitely got punished by the community. Oh no, it's hilarious. It was the initial reaction was kind of like laughing, like what was going on? No, refreshing and seeing like hundreds of dislikes every minute. Oh no. Yeah,
Oh, that sounds scary.
it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, did you at least cope with it well?
I coped pretty fine. Yeah. I mean, it was
Good.
It was obviously a bit annoying. I was kind of like, how do I respond to this? And in the end, I didn't respond to it at all. But yeah, I was going through all these different ways of responding. Should I make a game about the haters? Yes, that's a good idea. I could do that.
An apology
Yeah.
game.
An apology game. A cringy apology game where you open up a present, you click on the
yeah.
present, like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Now the present has a big sign called that reads "Click me," and then you open it, and then it's a sponsored ad.
Oh.
No, then it goes to that video again.
Ah, okay.
You clickbait the clickbait video. That's...
That was pretty hilarious. But then there's some people that clickbait and I feel they don't get at all a backlash. Like I remember PewDiePie, he made a video like I read 721 books in a year, and in fact I'd only read I think 70 books or something. It was kind of
Yeah,
clickbait.
but everybody
But-
knows that PewDiePie is.
Yeah,
always
we all
does
know.
the headlines, so
But
nobody.
he didn't
takes
have a
it.
sponsored ad also, which probably
Yeah.
helped. I think people thought that I cashed out and I like just made thousands and thousands with that one sponsor. When in fact they didn't even know. They didn't even know that I was going to do that. I was kind of. At first I was just going to do a classic Let 'em Dare behind the scene, and then I felt last minute, oh, this is brilliant. Let's go for that. There you go.
I feel like
Daniel,
nothing-
do you already have some videos planned? What's coming up on your channel?
Oh, I have too many videos planned. I'm literally working on I think 4 videos right now.
Holy
There's,
hell!
there's so much school, and I really want to get these videos out, but
Wow.
right now I'm so burnt out because I did Ludum Dare. I think did anyone else do?
Yeah, I did.
no, I did Ludum Dare, right? And
Mhm,
Matt,
I did.
Oh, we all
did
did
it
it.
in
Way.
there,
Yeah.
We all did Ludum
Oh
Dare.
yeah, I remember. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I did Ludum Dare, and then the week after I did Mixing Game Jam. So I was so exhausted. I'm still burnt out. So whenever I try to actually make a game, it's just my brain just shuts off. Oh, and then I also did the tree game, which was,
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah,
super...
3 games in the
I wouldn't
space
say
of what?
rushed.
Like,
Yeah, but it was
3
almost like a
Of
game
month,
jam because
roughly.
I really wanted to like get onto the how do you call it, like the trend, I guess, because everyone did like the tree videos. So I wanted to like get this done quick. So I think I did 4 days, and then I made a tree game, and then uploaded it and got the video going. And it's like now it's just like I'm so exhausted, and there's so much school stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll get back to it soon.
Okay.
But you upload every week, right? You upload a lot, I think.
Yeah, at
Jonas.
the moment I do weekly, yeah, but I
Yeah.
intend to lower the frequency probably next year and see how that goes.
Right.
Yeah.
No, because your
Yeah.
thumbnails are so recognizable. You know, like every time I see a Jonas thumbnail, I'm like, that's Jonas. You know.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
that's-
that's exactly
that's
right.
very well
Recognizable,
done.
yes, but apparently not quite clickable enough.
I wouldn't
what-
say
what
that.
is your-
Jonas, try to click.
Trying to click that.
No, I think they're very
No,
clickable.
I think I'll take the
so.
advice from Danny and not the advice from Noah here.
Actually, you know the clickbait. The clickbait didn't even work. Like my video capped at 30,000 and just stopped. So all I achieved was angering my core audience.
Well, you gotta find that perfect balance between clickbait and also actually like
Danny, give me
not
a second.
clickbait. You know.
You told me in your video of like going from 200 to 200,000 subscribers to embrace the clickbait. Right? So yes, your advice.
Oh.
But here's the
it's all
thing:
Danny's
when you actually do the clickbait, you follow through with the clickbait. You know, you say something ridiculous, but you actually do it. You know.
Oh shit!
That's,
Yeah.
you know.
I should have made $100,000.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
2 weeks.
Why didn't you just make 100,000? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
it's so easy.
Why did it?
No, come on.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer, dude. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, man. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I got
That
3
was a-
videos working on. Well, actually, technically it's 4, because I mean indie dev chats, they're sort of like easy to edit, and then like
Yeah.
I got 3 others. I got
Cool.
yeah. I'm trying to think.
I feel like YouTube, like the game dev scene on YouTube, is growing like
Oh, it is
really fast
It
right
is.
now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's taking off. It's
I mean,
really cool to see.
I was with you, Danny, when you were at what was it like 500 subs?
Probably.
Probably about that. So yeah, I remember like just like waking up and I was like, what the? Hello, hang on. Yeah, you definitely got the good side.
The algorithm, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
I definitely see it when I do something that's actually just thinking about it. I'm looking at my video titles. That's so clickbait. Yeah.
Oh,
What was your latest video title?
My latest was mobile game devlog. Oh no. Oh.
Let's talk Matabulous channel.
Everyone's talking. I think Twitter is also really big on game
Oh,
dev.
it is.
I think
yeah.
I've
it's
got
probably
a
bigger than YouTube.
I-
'cause not
I've-
everyone is into making videos.
yeah. I
Sorry.
have got
sorry.
quite-
What is big right now?
Twitter.
Oh,
Twitter.
okay.
The game dev
Yeah,
scene
yeah,
on
sure.
Twitter is really great.
It's really big.
Yeah.
Twitter and Reddit, they're both like really big.
Yeah,
for
Reddit
game
as well. Yeah.
dev. Yeah.
Really? On Reddit as well?
Mhm.
On Reddit, yeah,
I
it's huge.
hardly ever go on Reddit.
You can
Yeah,
get so many. You
I
can
don't
get
go-
so
go on
many
it
views
either.
on your post through Reddit. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
How
really.
How many roughly?
On like the Unity 2D subreddit, I think I've gotten like maybe 50, 60, 70,000 views. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Holy hell.
Christ.
Oh, that's crazy. That is
The,
huge.
the only thing you really need is just make something slightly visually appealing, and
Right.
you'll get like so many upvotes.
Oh,
and
wow.
like, yeah, it's a really good way to just like kind of get your game out there. You don't really get to advertise much, but you can still like kind of, I don't know, get people interested in your game. It's really cool.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Reddit. I feel Reddit is one of those places where you definitely have to provide some sort of value, or you'll just
Yeah.
not get any upvotes.
Yeah.
That's what I found from the couple of times I've posted something there.
Yeah, it can be a bit tough, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just pull through, and it's like it's great. It's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
great. Yeah.
Twitter for me, like it somehow, I don't know what I did, but like it just was like, okay, 200 followers in a week. I was like, okay then, well.
That's pretty nice.
I don't remember what I did. I just like, so I'm not sure if you've got, we probably haven't, but there's this challenge going on called the 100 Days of Game Dev, right? Where
Mhm.
it's 100 days of game dev, and essentially,
Who would have thought?
essentially I've just been doing that, and like I post a video on Twitter about like what I work on that day, just to summarize it, and I guess people are enjoying that. I suppose.
That's good. That's good. That's a cool way. I mean, these things are. I felt that with Inktober, for example, drawing every single day and really turned into a routine, and it really gets into you. So 100 days of game dev is another great thing of posting progress every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You'll definitely get a lot of things done in the long run.
And you
I think it's
even
very
get
important to have, like, a
badges.
schedule.
Really?
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it's like 7 days, 14
Wait, is that on,
days.
Is that on Julia's Discord?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I saw that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm in it too, but I didn't participate. But
Yeah, you can
yeah, like, having
participate
a
any
schedule
anytime
is
as well.
really good.
Who started the 100 days of game dev?
Julia, I think.
Yeah.
Who is Julia? Oh.
She makes devlog. She's like a female game dev.
I think I've
Oh.
seen some videos. Yeah.
I think it's Julia with like a Julie, with like this number. This
Mhm.
number one.
Yes,
Oh, right.
mm.
Oh wow, she started.
You
something
might have heard about the number
Jersey.
one. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen her. I think
Yeah.
comments in some of my videos. Yeah, she's.
Yeah, she's really
started
cool.
something pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think
Great.
like keeping to a schedule is like super important, especially when you're like an indie dev, because
Mhm.
you don't really have a boss. You don't really go to like an
Mm.
office, you know, like so you have to like say, okay, I'll work like 8 hours today and then actually like relax a bit. And I really suck at that. Like I talked to Aspirations from Brachis, and he was like, bro, like you you can't keep working like this. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I probably should, because you burn out so fast. I
Yeah.
think it's like
Yeah.
you put a
Yeah.
lot of emphasis on like you should get like a workspace, because currently my workspace is like my bedroom. It's
I did that for a while. It was so bad. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good for sleeping.
Yeah.
It's not good for really anything.
Yeah, my
Yes.
bedroom is like over there in another room, so
Yeah.
this is like
Yeah.
a spare room
Alright.
that I use as an
Yeah,
office.
but I'm currently making like an office, so I think that should be done in like a month or something. So that would be
Oh,
great.
cool.
mm.
Yeah, yeah, it really gets you out of bed, at least
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, last month I was traveling. I was in London for a month, and what I was doing was I was working a lot, kind of like in public libraries or of coffee shops and stuff, which had its pluses. And one of the big plus was, yeah, I never felt burned out. I always was surrounded by people and stuff, and it was very
Right.
refreshing. You know, I was doing long walks between my different workplaces I was going to. It just felt very refreshing. There I'm back home now, and already I feel starting to burn out again.
Did
But
you
yeah,
meet a lot of people?
Sorry?
Did you meet a lot of people?
Oh yeah, I mean that's fantastic. One of the things I just loved it traveling.
Like
I was
just strangers and stuff? Just like
yeah, I was like an Airbnb apartment that I rented. It was kind of like a
Oh, okay,
shared
yeah,
Airbnb
yeah.
apartment. So there was
Cool.
already lots of great people to meet there.
Mhm.
But I also did Airbnb experiences where I was going out, doing
Right.
different things like walks and nightlife, all kinds of cool stuff. So
It's really
Cool.
funny
Yeah.
when like knowing that someone's like just gone to your country, gone to your city, and I'm just like, I can't imagine enjoying it anymore.
No,
Yeah,
man,
it's a bit
yeah.
weird that
No,
way,
it was frankly London was great. I think
Awesome.
traveling just opens your mind so much, and you learn so many things and experience new things, talk to people, and it's really just inspiring. It opens your mind. Obviously, I felt like I was a lot less immersed in my work because you got all these other things you're doing, so it's much harder to focus on game dev. But in a way, that was super refreshing. I think that's why I needed like some distance
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
game dev. 100% needed. So I'll be doing a lot more traveling, especially when you're young. Like I feel just sitting around all the time, pure game dev. YouTube is not the healthiest. So I might be
Yeah.
dedicating a huge chunks of time to going to different countries, all that.
Right.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna quit game dev. I'm gonna just travel.
As a, Jonas, how are like your work hours?
Oh, for this 4-week
Just
challenge.
like in general, pretty much.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. In general, it's pretty all over the place. Like it varies
Right.
a lot. But
Okay.
for the last 4 weeks, for this challenge, I've challenged myself to not work more than 6 hours per day.
Right. Yeah, I saw
And-
you set up like a schedule in your first video.
Yeah.
Or first vlog.
And that has worked out pretty nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I have a schedule
I've-
as well.
I feel like I'm in a work mode now that I could keep up for a long time without burning out because I'm just
Yeah.
not spending that much time on game development every day.
Mhm.
And I feel like honestly 6 hours for me that is enough. Like after that I feel like I can't really get a lot more done anyway, because most of what you're doing in game development is pretty or is work where you have to focus a lot. It
Yeah.
requires a
Oh,
lot of
Yeah.
attention, and then like after 6 hours, all you can do maybe is a little bit of busy work or something. But
Mm.
yeah, there's
I do like the exact opposite. I just like I work like 12 hours a day, and then after like 3 or 4 days, I'm just done. So like game jams are perfect for me, but when I start something new, I will not sleep. I will just fucking work on that so much,
Yeah.
and it's probably not healthy. I think I should probably do like a schedule like 6 or 8 hours a day.
I can relate to that, Danny, as well. Like, it's true. I don't have a schedule. Like, my
Yeah,
days
you just
vary.
work.
They vary drastically from doing absolutely nothing to just working from
Yeah.
A to Z. Because it's true that
And
when
I-
you've got like a good idea and you feel it has to get out there quickly,
Yeah.
otherwise somebody's going to steal my idea, or something. So yeah, I love just creating it non-stop. But then on the downside, it is possible that you're burned out after that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like you're not really working super productive because like
no.
maybe like you're working 12 hours, but like 6 of those hours is just you sitting there like just kind of
Yeah.
browsing,
Yeah.
opening Twitter,
Oh.
closing Twitter, and then
Oh,
opening
yeah.
it again
That's
like 2 minutes
horrible.
later.
I
Like
just hate that.
maybe there's
I hate that feeling of
Yeah.
opening up Discord, opening up Twitter,
Yeah.
refreshing YouTube. Kind of like, what was I doing again? Like I'm listening to
It's
some
so
YouTube.
dumb.
Yeah,
It's like when you're opening your fridge, you're like, any food?
Mm.
Nope. And you close it, and then like 2 minutes later, you're like, any food? Nope. Nothing spawned. So bad.
Yeah, but sometimes it's even worse when I feel like, oh, I'll just check Discord real quick for 2 minutes, and then it takes me like 1 hour or something like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the worst.
Frankly, responding to comments can turn into your full-time job if you're careful.
Pretty
responding
much.
to emails
Pretty
and stuff.
much.
Like
That's
I imagine you, Danny, like you spent like
Yeah.
thousands of comments per video. You can.
When I upload a video, I just have to sign out of Discord. I literally, it's crazy. I get like 100 DMs in like 1 hour. It's too much.
Crazy.
Oh no.
I should probably, I don't know. I kind of want to close the DMs, but at the same time, it's like you kind of also want to get the feedback and talk to people.
Mm.
Maybe
So
the
like,
solution-
is Discord still a good way to reach you or not anymore?
Yeah, I reply to everything. I
Okay.
should probably get some. We should just set up a server or something with like, yeah.
We've got the sick dev server. Maybe Jonas should join that.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Should just be
Sick
like
devs.
one
Sick
huge
dev
game
server.
with like every game dev in the world. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Every game dev in the world.
That'd be too
Hmm.
much, maybe. Okay.
There's this thing going around on Twitter called it's Indie Dev World Order, right? And
Sure,
it
fuck
just
her.
started as this thread, and then it just
Oh,
blew
okay.
up into this giant like Twitter account.
Indie Dev World Order. Is that
Yes, and it's the most ridiculous thing.
What is it about?
If I'm honest, Jonas, I can't.
You
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell you.
Okay.
it's about indie dev stuff. I don't know. It's just it's
I'm looking at it now, and there's so much different stuff. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, it's crazy.
What I found great about Twitter, by the way, is also that a lot of games press seems to be hanging out there as well. As a lot of game developers are posting on Twitter. I feel like Twitter's definitely a place where press is paying attention to as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube, well, at least for me right now, like obviously it's not the easiest way of getting into contact with people. So yeah, Twitter is definitely the way
Yeah,
to
I
go.
think YouTube has like messages. I think
No, they took them out.
they took them away.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like bye.
Yeah, because
Oh,
nobody
really?
used YouTube messages, but yeah,
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well,
they
I
tried.
think
but it
YouTube
didn't
was
work.
to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one time I got a bunch of YouTube messages, but YouTube never messaged me or told me, and I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, there are YouTube messages. Oh, I have like 20 messages that people sent me.
That is-
And at that point, they were like 1 year old or something. Like, no point to respond.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I think it's because YouTube isn't really a messaging service.
yeah, nah.
No, not
They've
really.
got to be a certain social media, right? Like they got to know what they are. They can't like switch up.
I mean, they're trying to branch out, right, into streaming and posting little funny gifs.
I
Honestly,
mean, streaming on YouTube isn't too bad, honestly.
yeah,
Mm.
streaming.
Yeah,
YouTube's
no,
pretty
no,
fun.
streaming.
You stream a lot, Jonas.
Yeah.
I used to, yeah, I used to
Used
stream
to,
quite a
yeah.
bit.
You started by streaming like every single day, right?
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
Yeah, that's what I did
I'll
before.
probably not do that again.
How
Let's
is it
not do
working
that.
working on your game on stream? Do you feel like you're extra productive, or like the country gets really hard to concentrate?
No, you're definitely less productive.
You're
Yeah.
not productive at all.
Less productive. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I recently tried streaming. It's terrible. You don't get anything done.
I don't know.
It's so hard.
I can imagine, unless it was busy work, if I had to do any like tough decisions on stream, I would never be able to do it. Like I would constantly,
Yeah.
'cause, like thinking can be very boring from the outside. So you just look like that and just brainstorming. So yeah, it's not the most exciting thing. Maybe
Yeah,
drawing or animating on stream could be pretty cool while responding to
yeah.
comments. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think that works. Yeah. I feel like one of the advantages of streaming is definitely that you get a lot of ideas and input from the chat.
community.
So
Yeah.
if you're struggling with any creative issues, or if you want to get some quick feedback, streaming I feel like is great. Or if you don't want to feel less lonely, you know,
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of your phone sometimes.
yeah, I
But
stream.
creativity is not one of productivity is not one of the advantages you get from
Yeah, it's
streaming
really
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I stream every Friday on my YouTube, and I make sure that on that Friday it's something that's not too taxing on me, right? So like something like last time, I think Danny dropped by. I was doing 3D modeling because
Yeah, that was interesting.
that's easy to do. Like I can just do that and talk to people, and yeah, I mean I used to like before YouTube, I used to do Twitch quite a lot, and yeah, I mean I learned so much stuff from it because there were a lot of people on Twitch that know what they're talking about, right? So they sort of were like, oh,
Really?
instead of doing this, I suggest you try doing this certain bit of code or whatever. And
yeah.
that is something that I miss about Twitch. But at the same time, when I was doing Twitch, I would notice myself just going, yeah, so guys, how are you doing? It's like, yeah, I should probably be working. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting thing. I think streaming could be pretty cool to try out a little bit. But yeah, I'm always impressed by the people who stream their, like you did it, also streaming your Ludum Dare process and stuff. That seems pretty tough.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Does seem intense.
Yeah, the problem with the Ludum Dare stream was that I just didn't really pay a lot of attention to the chat, which I had to do, which was just my strategy to get something done.
Right. Yeah.
But if you do that, then of course there's a high likelihood that the chat will just turn into a complete
Yeah. Like the whole
Yeah.
point of like
Random thing. Yeah.
random things, trolls, arguments, like.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's the other thing. YouTube streaming. At least what I noticed last time, there was some people were trying to advertise themselves in my chat, and I was like,
Oh really?
"Excuse me, mate. That's not exactly what this is for."
Get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard though because like at the same time when you're all alone, you know, talking to yourself or whatever, it's like I need to talk to someone.
Talk to your rubber duck.
Yeah, I've got. Oh, he's in my box. He's gone, but I.
You'd all frozen for a moment.
Oh no, Danny.
Rubber duck, boys.
Damn.
Oh, I've got my one.
Oh, that's creepy.
A second, where's
Kind of creepy.
there?
Just flexing on you.
I
By the way.
can't get my. I had a. You know E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a figurine like this big of E.T. and he just stares into my soul and I just talk to him. But like because we're moving house,
Kind of creepy.
like he's in that box. He won't be coming out.
Oh man.
I feel like it just really helps, just like
Yeah.
talking. I don't know, just like explaining
Yeah.
the problem, and you're like, oh, yeah, like that's.
Oh, I was being an idiot. That makes sense.
I feel like YouTube kind of helps with that because when you're doing YouTube, you're talking to yourself. You know, you're doing commentary, so it kind of
Yeah,
like it's
yeah.
natural to sit in your room and just like speak to yourself, and you're like, wait, this is weird,
Yeah.
but it works.
I definitely feel like YouTube definitely sped up my learning process in game development simply because I also made a lot of videos talking about game development.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I probably wouldn't have come up with a lot of these things if I hadn't made those videos, or wouldn't have understood these things as quickly.
Yeah, because obviously you research into the topic a bit more to make sure you have a good understanding of it, right?
Yeah, it's the classic thing of teaching, you know, makes you learn as well so much. It's amazing, yeah, certainly. Yeah, YouTube, it's such a crazy thing. It is amazing in so many ways. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I started my YouTube thing. Yeah, I was worried I was going to video topics really quickly because
Oh, your first video is so cute.
Oh yeah.
Noah is literally standing in the middle of a forest, looking down in a camera. You feel like a dead body, and he's just like he's murdering you, dragging. It's really weird.
It's 360p quality. It was like, it's just so bad.
Oh, it's
really,
so
really
funny.
But at the time, I thought this was an extremely polished, well done video, and I was like, this is it. This is great.
I need to watch that.
That's how we all start, you know. We think that what we're doing is really awesome. Otherwise, we would just give up straight on. But in fact, yeah, it's complete trash. So good
it's the same thing with like your games, right? You look back at it like 1 year ago, you're like, what the hell was I doing?
Yeah, crazy. And even there's some games I've not even shown. I showed a screenshot once of this kind of like Space Invader game I made in Constructs 2. And the art was horrible, because I made it with my mouse. I didn't have a drawing tablet. It was just what a journey! It's so cool.
Yeah, my first devlog was questionable.
Yeah, I had started like I had a YouTube channel before my first video. I started it in 2015, and that was like just me teaching about like Autodesk Maya and stuff. And that was really, really bad. That was my voice was like a little girl, like really squeaky, hilarious. Yeah.
So Jonas, when did you start YouTube? That was like 1.5 years ago or something?
Yeah, but this is also my second channel. I had a German YouTube channel with game maker tutorials before this.
Oh, awesome.
And you, Danny, you were saying like you had started many other channels before, right?
I had like 20 channels.
Yeah, same here.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I've had a lot in the past.
That's amazing. Like I had no clue.
2012, I think.
Yeah, I started in 20...
No, wait. 2010. I don't know.
Yeah, I was around 2011. Oof.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's also incredible to see like there's all these stories of you think people are successful and with your channel. And Danny, I was 100% sure that your channel you start now was the first channel, but then you see all that work that came before also and stuff. So it's really like just the tip of the iceberg.
It's kind of like also like a sort of a bad thing because a lot of people see my channel, they're like, oh, if I start now in a year I'll have like 200,000 subs.
Exactly. It's not
quite
case,
how it works.
Yeah.
Like it's like the growth I've had on my channel is like super unnatural. Like it's not really something you see a lot. But I've also been doing YouTube for like 10 years, and that's what people don't see. So like when it comes to getting views and stuff, I think the most important skill is like just learning how to appeal to people, and that's just the only way to learn that is by making videos.
Of course.
It's you know, it just takes time, but people don't really understand that. So they're like, oh, I can make a channel right now and get millions of views. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, it's strange to think that like I don't know, I might be famous one day for a game I make, and then people will not know anything about everything I've done so far. You know, all the games I've made, like the 30 games, and like all the videos and stuff. Same for you, Jonas, and maybe even for you, Danny. Like it's so possible to have something that just outshadows everything that we've done in the past. Well, and then people just focus on that one thing and say, "Oh, that's the first thing they did."
Yeah,
they got lucky overnight, like overnight success type thing.
Yeah.
When there has to be a process first.
But that's like also with like my mobile game, because I showed how much money it made, and I think it was like I can't remember, like $1,000 in like the first 7 days. It was pretty good. But a lot of people thought like they didn't watch the whole video, because in the end I clearly say like the only reason I made this much is because of my YouTube channel. Obviously, if I didn't have the video, I would probably have 2 downloads on the game. You know. And so many people like were like, "Hey, why am I only getting like 3 downloads on my mobile game?" I'm like,
"You have an
video. Watch the video." I probably should have said it at the start, but
yeah. But for me, that was without insulting. That was pretty obvious. So I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like it should be obvious, but apparently it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Somehow.
you'd
I
think
don't
so.
know, people don't really see that, so I thought that was weird. But,
Yeah. Obviously, I mean.
Yeah, like it's so
There's-
hard to get noticed on the App Store. It's
It's
crazy.
hard. Yeah.
It is.
There are
yeah.
so many games, and it's also really challenging on Steam, which is one of the reasons why I've started a YouTube channel in the first place, because
That's the same
I
reason.
just wanted to build a marketing tool over time.
Right.
hope
I think
that-
probably most people start with like for marketing, you know, like I started my
Mhm.
YouTube channel just to kind of market my game because
Yeah,
I always
same.
heard like
Yeah.
start or,
Yeah.
you know, post on Twitter, post on whatever you can, and just get started. And then I did that, but now it's just like YouTube instead of game dev for me. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like
cool.
YouTube's become my job.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it, so you know, it's pretty
Oh, it's
cool.
amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, it's great. It's like such a creative thing, and you can do anything, and you're rewarded for it. Also, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
But so
After this podcast, a lot more people will start YouTube channels. A lot more game developers after
Yeah.
listening to this. We're contributing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
But
but
did you guys do any marketing for Islanders, or was that like mainly your YouTube channel?
The marketing for Islanders were pretty interesting because my YouTube channel was super small back then, so I had like 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, really?
So my YouTube channel did not do a lot, but we posted the trailer on Twitter, and it just was a very appealing trailer, nice looking trailer, and it
Yeah, I remember seeing
got
that.
an insane amount of retweets. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know how many?
we have to look that up, but like we got, I think, around 10,000 wish lists just from that
My
one
God.
tweet. So that was
That's
absolutely
crazy. Wow.
That was
Insane.
yeah. But because the
Yeah.
game was
Twitter.
very visual, you know, you could understand from that tweet. It already looks really impressive and stuff. So it was definitely something that is understandable. I can understand why it did so well.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how lucky we got there, but it definitely just also has to do with how the game looks and with the general appeal of the game. And then from there on out, it was just such a downhill battle because so many people noticed the game, so many streamers, so many content creators, YouTubers, press. They all basically started reaching out to us, asking us
Wow.
for review copies,
Amazing, yeah.
which basically made it super easy, right?
Yeah.
We did a little bit of press outreach, published a press release on one of those press release websites, made a press kit, all of that basic
Cool.
stuff you do.
Right.
But I think the main thing that sold our game was just
The tweet.
The one tweet.
yeah, it's kind of the question if it would have gone as well without the tweet.
Yeah.
So interesting.
That's
I
the
really,
question.
yeah.
I really don't know. It probably would have done reasonably well as well,
Right.
but that
Yeah.
definitely amplified
Mhm,
it quite a
yeah.
lot.
Marketing is
It's kind of like a dream to like not rely on like hardly do any marketing work and just have the game do well. That's pretty awesome, really.
Mhm.
yeah.
Basically, that tweet did help a lot. But again,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
the
the
thing
game-
is, the two guys I made Islanders with.
That
three
another
months
game,
before,
yeah.
They had another game before
Yeah.
that they made.
Which did
Super
really
Flight
well.
before
What-
Which
Super
did really,
Flight.
yeah,
Super
that game
Flight,
did
yeah.
that game did super well as well.
So they already had an
And
audience, basically. Kind
They
of an
had pretty
audience
much the same marketing strategy for that. They
Yeah. It's very
developed
unique,
the
yeah.
entire game in complete silence without sharing anything, and
That's
then
funny,
in
yeah.
the end, you publish one really good-looking
big
trailer
reveal. Yeah.
1 month before the launch, and then for some reason, it just appeals to people.
I think it has something to say with like what you mentioned earlier, like when you first start the project and share with people, everyone's like, "Wow, it's amazing," and then it just kind of just goes downhill, you know?
Yeah.
Because especially you see that when you make like a prototype on Twitter and you post like the first prototype, you get like a lot of likes, and then once
Yeah.
you show more stuff, even though it's like way cooler,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
don't get the
exactly.
same amount of likes.
That
It's
is
like,
funny.
why? This was so much better, you know?
Yeah.
Like, come on,
Yeah, that
guys.
is annoying. So it makes me
Yeah.
think are devlogs a good
It's really weird.
idea? Because it's like a lot of work, and like if basically all you're gaining is like a downhill, like you're losing your audience even though you're working harder and harder. It might not be the best. Like,
Yeah, I don't think.
Although
that's
at the
not
same
quite
time,
true, though. It's just a different marketing strategy, though, right?
Yeah.
It's the,
You
you
get
can
a really
either
big audience. You get a really big audience. Like those
Yeah.
few that remain are almost certainly going to buy the game basically when it releases.
yes.
So
Exactly.
yeah,
yeah,
that's-
you'll
that's
you'll have a
interesting.
supportive audience, and then also if you do release another game, and if that like trailer didn't do as well as the first one, then at least you'll have your YouTube as a backup. So yeah, there's definitely advantages to both.
Also, this devlog strategy is something I feel like that slowly starts up building over time, over the course of multiple games. Whereas I feel like that is a little trickier to pull off if you do the other strategy where you develop your games in complete silence and just post them at the end.
And also another thing,
the audience is less loyal in a way. Kind of like it knows you less, so it's a bit. Each game's a separate thing. Whereas if you're a YouTuber, you're just this developer, and they're going to support you, even if they don't necessarily. I feel like a lot of people bought the Dreadful Whispers, even if they weren't massively excited about the game. They still bought it because they really liked my videos and stuff. So that was their way to support me.
Yeah, and also when you do devlogs, you're bound to have other game developers that are going to support you, and then you could get really crucial feedback for your games because they'll have experience in that field. Whereas a normal consumer. That's not the right word.
Player.
Player. Yeah. The player. They're not gonna know. Like, well, they might know. They might have a basic understanding, but not as much as something like a developer would.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's not also a little bit of a disadvantage, though, because I have a lot of game developers watching my videos. And that means I also just kind of get the game developer perspective on my game. And all of the other casual players or whatever that might be interested in the game, I don't really get their opinion because they don't watch my videos.
Yeah. I feel like you, Danny, you've got kind of a much your video appeal developers, but also people that aren't massively into making games. So yeah, that might help also in getting more of the gamer, classic gamer perspective.
Definitely. Yeah, as you say, like gamers and kids, and like younger people. I feel like Jonas is more like good and educational kind of content that really appeals to game devs. I feel like.
Yeah, really.
It really does.
It's a bit more niche, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know because my partner watches you, Danny, and has made a lot of art for you.
And I saw like one fan art on my server. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and just like those sorts of people, like they're an artist, so they're not like. I mean, I guess it might be because I'm a game dev as well, but Right.
Yeah, no, but I don't really go like very technical into stuff. I just show like the very rough things because that's more appealing to most people. Game devs would probably like to see more coding and more. More technical stuff, but most people don't really want to see that. They just kind of want like the very brief, like how did you do it,
And the humor, the lots of humor.
You just managed to make it very entertaining. And by the way, I feel like your strategy goes very well together with releasing mobile games, because you have such a wide casual audience that is not that invested into games. Just
agreed.
Such an easy thing to get them to download a mobile game real quick.
True.
Yeah, just like whip out your phone and like just download it.
Yeah. Whenever you ask someone... Go ahead, sorry. I was going to say, whenever you talk to someone, whenever you talk like my mom or my, a random person I meet, like, for example, at a bar or something, they'll always ask, oh, you've released a game, and they take out their phone and say, what's it called? As I know you can't play it on your phone, it's like on the computer. It's download Steam, and then you get to buy the game. So it's definitely not as accessible.
The only problem is like Apple is so tough to release on for indie devs. You need a Mac. You need an iPhone for testing. Do you need to pay like I think $1,000, $500? I don't know.
I think it's like 200 a year, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 200 a year. Yeah.
For Android, it's just a fee of I think
20 bucks.
20 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah, 25.
Also, you have to use your full legal name, which is like it's so dumb. And that's also one big reason because I have a lot of weird stalkers that I really don't want knowing my name. So like.
Oh, seriously.
Yeah. I'd rather not. So that's the
double-edged sword,
honestly.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Too late for me.
No, but my name is very unique.
Okay.
So I would not want it to get out there. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I would just like you reach a certain level of fame and that must be just so horrible. People kept stalking you, and you get like posts.
The stalking part is really weird. Yeah.
Like it feels so surreal to me.
It's crazy.
Terrifying.
Why would somebody stalk me or?
Yeah.
Why?
It was crazy.
It's
They're
like
such mega fans that they feel like there's some connection between you and them. So yeah, they'll go through all kinds of crazy ways.
yeah, it's
I
like
just imagine yeah.
it's like people at
Right.
college. Like we're on a game design course, right? And they don't like that I make games.
What?
Eh?
Yeah, they're like, we
Wait,
haven't
who
made
don't-
it.
who don't, like instructors or the people in your class?
No, the people in my class, because they haven't made anything yet, and I have. So they're like,
so it's like jealousy then, because you're elite gamer.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like, I'm doing what I want to do for a reason. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you've managed to finish your game. What was it called again? Let me look. Puppy Garden.
Puppy.
So that is you've made it a lot further than a lot of game developers do by
Yes,
just finishing
You're
the
in
game.
the 10% that finished the game, which is
Yeah.
really great.
Probably feels amazing finishing like a big game like you, Noah, and
Yeah.
Jonas, because you have both like I guess Jonas is very close, but I mean he did make Islanders with some people, but
Oh,
It's
that
probably like a
counts.
very-
that counts as well. Yeah.
like you just
Have
get
you
the
ever-
pressure off your shoulders, you know?
Have you ever finished a bigger game project, Danny?
No, the only I guess
Cause-
the biggest one is like Bulls, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that was like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know.
Because I feel like the strange thing about finishing big game projects is that they don't feel finished. They
Right.
just you're like, okay, we have to release it now, even though it doesn't quite feel
No, it's
finished
not
yet.
finished. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird. That's really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have that
never-
feeling as well, Noah, when you published your
I
game? or-
felt pretty much like it was done. I
Okay.
did have that slight feeling like you that it might not be complete. All the bugs might not be completely fixed, and I was right. There were bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like for the experience, I didn't want to add more to
Okay.
it. So I was pretty happy with it. But I can imagine that's how feeling coming up for sure. Like leading up right until launch, I always felt like there was more things I could do and stuff. So that's easily could go even on after launch. But yeah, the Dreadful Whispers, I was honestly quite happy to part with it. Like I was, like I could breathe.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, but
done.
you're also right, Danny. Once you've hit that publish button and everything's gone smoothly, it's definitely a big relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Sure.
It certainly is. Well, guys, it was awesome talking to you, but sadly, I need to jump
Yeah,
onto
it's been
I need
Oh,
to
I
jump
know.
onto
I know whose podcast you have to go on, Noah. I
Yeah.
know the person.
Oh,
I'm like a
His-
famous
Wait,
guy.
so-
Everybody wants to talk to me now.
who is sitting on my right and who's sitting on my left?
I'm sitting on your left. Jonas is
On
sitting
my
on your
left.
No, the other left.
The other left. Right.
And then
I've
Jonas
got
is sitting
I've got
next to you the other side.
Square formation.
Okay. Jonas, high five.
No, the other way.
Wait.
No,
Okay,
No,
Jonas, high five.
no, Danny.
There you go.
Right, Danny,
I'm
you
going
go it
this
that
way.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. And then...
1, 2, 3.
Wait,
There's nobody
you
doing it.
need to high
Nobody's
five.
doing it.
Jonas,
Okay,
go this way.
I'm
Oh, this way.
Oh,
Alright.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have a square formation, kind of weird.
Yeah,
You're
I
above
have a
me.
square
You're above
too,
me,
so I
Danny.
can't. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're above me.
No, I mean in
Sorry.
terms of
I
like
tried.
on the video, Noah.
Sorry.
Yeah, on
On the
Matt's
video output.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, and it's.
No,
No,
like as in like my video.
How do you see that?
You can't see that.
He's recording the video.
But there's pictures in the chat, I think. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, right, yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, sorry. Right. Well, yeah, Jonas, I'm there.
No, the other way.
Wait, in which direction do I need to high
The
five?
other way,
Here,
no.
right?
The other way,
This is
Noah.
going to. This way?
Yes, there you go. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, guys, it was fantastic
Awesome.
talking to you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good talking
Yeah, it
to
was
you
a
all at the
pleasure.
same time. That was really astonishing. Thanks for
Did it.
taking the
Did it,
time.
boys.
And yeah, I'll
Oh,
see
man,
you
my
all
pleasure.
later. Alright, bye.
Sure. Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for having us.
Mhm.
It was awesome.